Sounds amazing.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
Welcome back, everybody. My name's Infernosis, and joined here by Neely. How you doing today?
Good, you?
I'm doing absolutely great. Got to watch a great game, just the one before this here in NECC for the Week 6 of Overwatch. We got another one coming at you real soon. We've got UMT versus KWU. That is the University of Montana versus Kansas Wesleyan University. I think we're going to have a pretty good one coming in because, quite frankly, University of Montana beats UNA, the team that just won the last game in such a close bout, and they beat UAH, Alabama of Huntsville, who beat UNA last week. So, quite frankly, it's weird that they've now lost 3 back-to-back against Arcadia, Newberry, and NTC. It's strange to see that considering that UAH and North Alabama are 2 of the top teams here in this division, the Emergence Division. So we might have a interesting situation. Maybe University of Montana just got lucky, or maybe they're falling off. But I think they're going to try and make a comeback here after these 3 devastating losses back-to-back.
Yeah, I mean, either way you cut it, though, they're both 2-3 going into this game here, looking to make it, looking to get above 500 here is going to be one of them. I think Montana's still got a lot of gas in the tank here, but we're just going to have to see how it pans out over these next 3 maps here. Do you know what map we're going to be leading off with?
Oh, I do indeed. We're going to have a very nice time on Ilios to start off with. Then we'll head to Eichenwald and then finish off on Gibraltar. I'm looking forward to Ilios. We've seen a lot of Widows today, which, of course, everyone that's ever casted with me or heard me cast, I will never shut up about Widowmaker. I mean, it's just how it is, right? My favorite hero of all time. It will never stop being my favorite hero of all time. But I think we could see a couple here. I think that it's a little bit of an enigma, Widow's a very difficult hero to play, can be countered super easily. So I'm looking forward to a little bit more brawl-based composition from both sides, because we've seen a little bit of it, but it's mostly been centralized to focus on the double sniper comp we've been seeing all afternoon from UNA and, of course, from the Central College side. So I want to see some more brawl-heavy compositions really duking it out on the objective.
Yeah, I mean, Ilios is one of those maps that you can see the Widowmaker. You can see a lot of funny things because you have a map like Well. I don't necessarily think you'll see Widow there, but you switch more to like Orisa Hog comps, maybe double shield comps. Some teams run dive. It's really whatever your tanks specialize in or whatever DPS you're trying to set up here. I saw some Rhines and some Orisas, so I kind of think it's going to be favoring Brawl on the other 2 points, and then we're going to be moving towards probably a double shield or at least an Orisa Hog setup. Some teams like to set up those boops into the pit.
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to see some environmental kills. It'd be very interesting. We saw, I believe, 2, maybe 3 total today so far, but I think we'll probably see a little bit more. Of course, we don't have a Reddit Lucio by name. We did have that the game before, but we can call them a Reddit Lucio. If we do see a Lucio, we can hope and pray that they bring out some of them Reddit moments coming through. But I think I'm pretty excited for this one. I'm seeing out of the top heroes that a lot of these people are playing, a lot of Mercy mains for the University of Montana side. 2 of their support players are actually preferring the Mercy player. So it's going to be interesting to see which one of them picks, who's actually going to be playing. I think from what I'm seeing right here, both Artemis and... Wait, no, Bohemian is sitting out. So they're going to be a spectator. They may be subbed into the next one. But Artemis will be playing, so we will actually see her on the Mercy more than likely, though they are also stated as a tank player and preferred divas. So it's interesting. They're switching out their supports and their tanks. They're kind of interchangeable here from the Montana side.
Yeah, it does seem like Montana leans towards all of their players being very flexible. And then on the side of Kansas, you just kind of see we play tank, DPS. There's no split. There's no swapping around. It just kind of is what it is. So I'm going to be very interested to see what Montana pulls out here because they seem to be rather flexible, and that's either they have a lot of flexibility or they can't figure out the strategy they truly want to run. So we'll have to see.
I mean, adaptability, right? The name of the game. If something doesn't work for you, you'll have to adapt eventually. So it's not too big of a deficit to not find what you initially kind of want to play with and the style you want to play against. Find what's working, find what's most comfortable. And we've got an interesting lineup. We do have 2 Winstons on the board. Loneman and Viking will pick those up. And Sniper's actually going to pick up the Echo. An interesting choice. We have not seen an Echo today as far as I'm aware. I did not get to watch much of the first match when I see one there. But the Mercy combo of Sniper and Bun Bun could be pretty devastating to the opposition if they let that one go a little bit too long without dealing with the situation.
And we're looking at a Genji right now. It's not looking like a meme pick. I did see both teams had people that played Genji, and you always wonder if you're actually going to see that Genji. But Pizza Lover going to be coming out here trying to slice him up.
Difficult situation. You do have the Winstons. They're going to want to dive in. It's pretty obvious they want to find a situation. It does look like Kansas opting to go to take the internal section and beneath Trying to find out where they can get a pick off. The Winstons will be facing off against each other. Nothing severely has dropped either way. Artemis will take a little bit of damage in the process, but it'll actually be Gubinator who finds their first death as Pizza Level will secure the kill. And it's looking like we may see the Kansas side try to clean up. It's back and forth. Easy sniper, easy kill on a Jinxie, and it's now continuing into that one as Viking, Pizza, and Tiny find kills after kills, and Crazy secures a double sniper with a consolation prize kill onto Tiny, but quite frankly, not exactly what you wanted to see if you're a University of Montana fan.
Yeah, that fight didn't play out how you generally assume Dive is going to. They played it very slow, both sides just trading bubbles, trading resources, and when things finally started to kick into gear for Kansas, they just dove in all at once and finished that fight decisively.
You need to finish these fights quite quickly. That one was a little bit slow, proactive at the beginning, but like you said, finishing it very swiftly with no actual room for anything else to go on. And it's going to continue. Viking going in and raging, pushing back the opposition while Pizza and Tiny will secure a couple kills. Pizza onto another, onto the echo of Easy Sniper, but oh my goodness, Pizza's popping out the blade, finding Artemis and finding Gubinator will be Tiny. Devastating work coming out from this side. They're not giving any chances right now for Montana to take anything.
Pizza gets that blade rather quickly. Since he had it going into the end of that fight, it means he was able to farm it up rather quickly. A bit of a waste on his end, but he wanted to close the fight out. Blade's a really hard ult to use in and of itself, and I think he thought he was going to clean up more of the fight there at the end.
Absolutely. A duplicate is available for Easy Sniper. We could see the double monkey rear its ugly head, but it'll be Advisor that comes out from Crazy, trying to secure some damage. Duplicate will come out from Easy Sniper, and they will have that rage already targeted up and ready to go at any point. Sniper finding onto Link's Claw, and it's going to continue going forward, raging out, finding another onto Viking, securing the Winston on a Winston battle, and we're finally seeing Montana find a couple kills for themselves, and a third for Sniper as they clean up house. But they are definitely finding a lot of battlegrounds for themselves, and they will guarantee that point for themselves.
Easy Sniper with a huge 5k right there, and he didn't copy a DPS, he didn't copy an off tank, he copied the Winston and pulled out the Primal Rage, or the Primal Blade as I've heard it called before when you get that much value with it. But Easy Sniper doing it all, picking up the 5k.
Interesting decision now. Good push coming through. You do see that Jinx is kind of taking the backside. Graviton will come out, but Lone Man will secure the kill before anything can really come of it. But Viking finding two with the Tesla cannon in hand. And it's going to continue on a rain, finding the third as Lone Man gets the consolation kill on Jinxie. Sniper with a nice devastation of the sticky bombs onto Pizza. But objective seemingly secured and will in fact be secured for the KWU side. 87% of the board looking like they're going to take this one.
Yeah, Kansas with a great play there. They just dropped the grab down. They nano the Winston in there and just so much damage into 4 people at once. Not much you can do on the side of Montana.
Dive going onto the objective again. It looks like an engagement between the two Winstons. Viking will have to rage to stay alive in the fight, winning out Bun Bun, but Loadman falling as the secondary Winston to Pizza Lover. And once again, another rage kill from Viking. Devastation against the University of Montana. Nothing they can do. Cleaned up. And this first one's going to go to the Kansas Wesleyan University quite handily. I mean, it was a pretty close for the first engagement, but slow, steady, swept in the end when those ultimates were able to be dropped.
Yeah, and they played that double bumble exceptionally well. Winston's on both sides finding a lot of value with their ultimate. It is not the easiest ult to find a ton of value with, but when you have those Primal Rage mechanics down, you can really put away some DPS and some squishy characters. I would like to see KW stick with this Winston comp because you can take these high grounds all the same, and it looks like Montana is also going to stick with it, and they're going to also stick with the, my apologies, he's switching off the Reaper, he's going to the McCree. I like the double hit scan look here.
Absolutely. Obviously it didn't work on the Echo. They were the only ones who were getting kills for yourself, but you weren't able to stay alive. Not enough cover into the actual objective, not enough situational awareness, especially when Crazy's been going crazy and actually getting a lot of damage off with the hit scan, denying your floating your heroes to be able to secure them in so you can't step away safely. But doing a good job already. Crazy's already climbed up to 40% of the ultimate charge, but Loadman falling to Tiny Warrior will be forced to use the revive as Bun Bun. Viking finding Artemis as well, diving in, securing the back line of Nerf Herder. Nothing they can do, and already the objective secured for Kansas. And they're going to clean up house now. Get into the back line will be Pizza Lover, but Crazy will find the right-click kill with the Helix Rockets. An Easy Sniper and just a slow repeat. Bun Bun falling to Tiny Warrior.
Yeah, I mean, just like what happened last time, Pizza Lover comes in there on the Genji, and they're going to be able to win that first fight. I don't know if he contributed as much as he did last time, but they're going to take this early percentage, which is going to be big for KW. Yeah, KWU.
Winston v. Winston battle, accidentally looking like Viking may have overextended and now used the leap. Could be hard to step away. Thankfully, the team is there to support. Great work from their side to be able to go into that with KWU. Great teamwork and coordination. Rage coming out from Viking will secure an Agubenator, doing a very nice job of diving the back line specifically and keeping corners to their side. Will be a Valkyrie coming out from Bun Bun, trying to keep the team alive, but Tiny does not want to let it happen, finding two in Artemis and Nerf Herder. And it's looking like another fight going one-handedly to KWU. Montana need to find an answer against this push.
Yeah, and it looks like they're finding a bit of an answer. They put the res down. Jinx is going to come back up, and they're trying to get a bit of a regroup here as they push into Kansas. Visor coming out early, trading Visors in a blade, going into the back line, chops up Bun Bun. Still trying to find more with the Nano, is going to find Artemis, and Pete Silver will fall to the primal range. It's a bit of a dicey fight we have here, Infernosis.
Back and forth, but it does look like KW was able to secure the advantage within it. One player on the objective, just buying time. That's going to be Load Man trying to stay in this one, but probably not for very long. Now they're anti, will have to step away, won't be able to do it, and Crazy accidentally jumping off the map apparently, but Viking securing the double to end that fight off, and just 8% left on the board. KWU in a very nice position, completely delaying the spawns of the opposition, in a Graviton to slow him down even more. It's just that one Tracer who's holding onto the objective, Easy Sniper, who looks like they'll fall in will. That's gonna go map one, goes to KWU. Pretty one-sidedly. I'm not one to call out one-sided affairs, but KWU was unstoppable with their combination, especially Viking, who was a monster on this Winston player. He is one to keep an eye on in the next maps to come.
Oh yeah, look at this. Not much you can do on the side of Montana, just a nanoed monkey. There's so much damage going into that, and you just can't get away from him, and then he's able to clean up the rest of the fight. But they ran that double bubble really good. I like seeing both of these teams running it. I feel like a lot of teams favor towards running Brawl v Brawl, and then the team that can run a double bubble will kind of overtake in the long haul. But both teams sticking with that double bubble comp, and it is looking rather decisive here for Kansas as of right now.
It's looking very nice for them. I think there's a pretty good chance, but the objective, or at least the map, will actually have to switch. It is going to have to take that 1 point starting off and then immediately switching over to the payload over on Eichenwald. So starting off will have to be a pretty normal kind of situation, one side defending over the other, but nothing too different from actually just trying to take the same control point. But the payload will be the deciding factor. We've seen aggression beyond aggression from KWU, picking the right fights. Every time Viking would Primal Rage and jump in there, they dive the backside specifically and hide corners so that even if they took damage, not the entire enemy team could actually deal the damage against them. So, dishing out more than they could dish to him, and a phenomenal job of doing that. However, not as many tight corners to be able to do that, and you're not going to find the backline sitting in spots that have those tight corners in the first place. So hopefully UMT won't fall to the same problem they had previously, especially when it's not as compact in these tight hallways.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, but one thing that Kansas does have going for them is they have Pizza Lover on this Genji. It's a pick that most people don't like to see. It's not your favorite thing to play. It's not your favorite teammate generally, but if you do run double bubble and you run a hard engage style, nobody likes to go in harder than Genji, and nobody likes to get a support like a super aggressive Winston to go in first to take all that damage for him. So if they can keep setting up Pizza Lover, he's getting some work done. He's getting some value with the blades. He had a big nano blade on the last map. And if you get to second point of Eichenwald, there's a lot of high grounds, and I think KWU is going to be heavily favored to take that swiftly. And if they have to defend it with Winston, he's also going to do that rather well.
Yeah, great. I mean, it's just a Winston differential, I think, is what it's coming down to. Both Winstons doing a very nice job for themselves. I think there's a lot to learn from each other in the process as well. But it's really just Viking. Viking's been that player we've had to keep an eye on the entire time. Every time that Prival hasn't even a chance of popping up, it's devastating. Not even Sniper playing the Echo and duplicating into Winston is enough to face off against Viking. So two Winstons can't even match the one that's on the KW side. It's that one disadvantage, or the one player advantage they have. Viking is that one big pendulum that's swinging in favor of KWU. all across the board. Otherwise, I honestly think Easy Sniper is probably one of the better DPSs I've seen. They just are getting the butt end because Gubinator is getting dived on and Nerf Herder is getting devastated by Viking with all of these Primal Rages. There's nothing that the UMT side can do, and it's just going because of Viking.
Yeah, and Easy Sniper has been pretty good. He had that 5K. That was the only reason they were able to get any percentage on Oasis on Well. So you'd like to see him maybe, I think, go back to the Echo. They opted for the Mercy on the second point, and I would just say pocket Easy Sniper, see what he can do on that Echo. Echo is still a really powerful character. I would say it's better than Genji, so if he can out DPS Pizza Lover, it might kind of open a little bit of daylight here for UMT.
Exactly what they need. They kind of need to spread themselves a little thin, and I know that sounds kind of controversial. Maybe not controversial. It sounds counterintuitive, I guess, is the term that I'm looking for. They need to step away. A Viking just continually can jump in, which looking like they're not actually going to be on the Winston, but if they were able to just jump in and hit 5 targets with the Tesla cannon, then no duh, that Viking is charging that primal range faster than you can charge any other ultimate in your pocket. That doesn't look like it's going to be a problem this time around. Obviously, this map's a lot more wide, as I talked about it. Not as many corners to really hide and dish out that Tesla cannon damage out, but they're going to bring out the Rhine and Zarya for both sides. We do see Crazy on the Hanzo. We've seen a lot of Hanzos today do an exceptional amount of work, and also a lot of Genjis, but they were on different teams previously. Now we're going to see them on the same squad. We'll have to see how it's going to hold out here. Can the side of Tiny Warriors, Kansas Wesleyan University, win this one out here on this attack?
Yep, we got the Shimada bros here for on the side of Kansas, and you love to see it. Hanzo creates a ton of spam pressure onto the enemy Rhine, and it's really hard to stand up to those storm arrows.
Standing up, Pizza's not going to be able to do it, actually. Will fall first. Tiny forced into a immortality field situation will have to be, saved by that situation with the immortality field. Was getting quite low, but now you finally got Pizza Lover back into the fight. You're going to actually be able to engage. Loadman has no shield now. It's looking worse for wear, and they're both trying to charge their Reinhardt Shatters on top of each other, but it's a battle of who's going to engage first. Crazy on Easy Sniper, rushing in now. They're axing on it. Gubinator finds Tiny, but Loadman will also fall into Crazy. The engagement keeps going. Boost coming in very swiftly from Nerf Herder. Oh my goodness, that's an exceedingly quickly charged boost, but it's going to not matter as Art Moose will fall. And the fight does look like it's going to KWU once again, as Crazy will clean up Nerf Herder. Last player of that Reaper, Gubinator trying to stay alive, just can't do it. Loadman for the last few stages, but oh my goodness. Both will fall to Crazy, going absolutely crazy on the Hanzo.
And I don't think that's going to be the last time you say that tonight, that Crazy will be going crazy, because that Hanzo is providing so much pressure. Even when he's not having to be a sniper, when he doesn't have to be exceptionally accurate, he provides so much spam onto that Rhine shield that Loadman just can't really stand up to it. He can't handle it, and it makes him have to drop his shield, which creates so much space for him to hit more shots.
We do see Gravita come out as well as the Dragon to come through as well. It does tag quite a bit on, but no actual kills being secured. It does look like Bohemian will be able to secure a little bit of support with that Valkyrie. Shatter coming from Loadman to guarantee some support, and he'll charge to find Viking, but it's not going to matter. They'll be able to step away with their life. No, actually, Viking will fall to Artemis on the backside. Bohemian going ahead and reviving Easy Sniper, bringing back the DPS who had failed their hiding previously, but already charged back up to 53%. We could see that very quickly again.
Yeah, and UMT getting a little footing in the ground here. This is where you want to stop this card. If you lose the next fight, you're already going to be almost to the bridge, and now they get to hold this nice close corner. Blade flying out into the back line. Gets slept up but woken and put down by Easy Sniper. Great play on the side of Nerf Herder right there.
Pizza going in and failing Nerf Herder, like you said, just phenomenal sleep. I know Yelkrip had joked about people sleeping in EMP and paying them if anyone does do it. I think it was like $15 Venmo or something like that. But no, they'll sleep out a Genji diving into the backline. But they will, despite Pizza having died and now having been forced to switch, they look like they're going to win the engagement. Fight going in. Loadman trapped inside of a Graviton will be pushed all the way to the back by Tiny. It shatters the backside, not connecting to any, however. But Jinxie will onto Easy Sniper. And a very nice rush coming from the KW side. Nothing that UMT can do will be able to stop this now. Could just be a consolation prize to tag it. Reaper going up to the top side. Gubinator looking for a ultimate, but will fall before able to do it. Graviton going to the backside, catching Viking and Crazy, but it's still looking negative for that side. Gubin a revive, goes for it, finds two! Will not secure anymore, but a nice charge from Tiny will push back Loadman and be able to secure the kill. Back and forth action from these sides.
That was a great touch from Gubinator right there. He's able to come out with the teleporter through the top window, touch the point. Bohemian's going to use the Valkyrie to stay alive and secure a res. Then he's going to be able to go into the Graviton Surge with his ultimate. When I was watching that fight play out, I was like, if they can get the touch here and they can make something happen, they have all the ults in the book. And what Kansas just didn't really have anything going for him now, but Kansas is going to have that Grab Dragon that everybody loves to see, the super awesome Grab Dragon.
The combination coordinated will be exceptionally devastating to the UMT side. They haven't necessarily need full stage to go for that, but we will see Garage Door activated. High Noon to the backside for Pizza Lover. This will be devastating. We will also see one from Easy Sniper. He's on the side. Pizza finds one in Artemis, and Easy Sniper couldn't find any with theirs. Graviton coming out, catching four, and it's not even needing the Dragon Strike. It's just going to guarantee they will use it, but it does not manage to catch anything in the process, in a very exceptional cleanup from the KWU side.
And that's just the beautiful thing about Grav right there. Even though you have these great combos for it, sometimes you can just slap it down and send your Rhine and have everybody shoot it, and that's enough of a combo in itself because it is a great CC ultimate.
Absolutely clearing out. We've seen a lot of 4K ultimates already today around this one specific corner in Castle, but they're not going to back down. Loadman will fall to Pizza Lover, Immortality Field, and a beat drop from Jinx will be into the backside. And they're going to guarantee shatter from the high ground. Will take one. He'll be slept in the process, but it will be picked up quite swiftly as he has killed Nerf Herder in the process. And once again, KWU coming out swinging quite literally as Tiny Warrior leading the team into another objective push nearing the last few stages.
Oh, and this window is going to be devastating for the recontest. Big shatter from the Nano Ryan. Loadman finding as many as he can, and his DPS are going to follow up on those stuns. High Noon coming up on the flank, finds the Easy Sniper, but it's not going to be enough to close this one out here. I really thought they were going to have the gas to close it, but they're going to put a Dragon Strike onto it and a pin on to boot.
A very exceptional job coming from UNT to be able to stay themselves into this one, keep the KWU side at bay. But time will have to tell if they're capable of maintaining that. It was a Lucky's decision that they were not caught off guard by Pizza's Lovers High Noon to the background. Even I did not anticipate it going there, but quite frankly, a phenomenal save from UMT. They need to do everything possible to secure it. They do have the availability of that Riptire, but the Graviton that just got charged from Viking will grab three, and they will secure two in the process of it. Tiny still swinging, trying to finish off Load, but it's gonna be the Reaper Beyblade from the backside, finding three. UMT still in this one off of Goob.
Gubinator is making work with that Reaper ultimate, creating a lot of space here for Loadman. And when he gets that ultimate, believe me, he has been finding all of the value. No McCree to shut him down. And they're still not going to go to a McCree. They're going to put on a Tracer and a Junkrat. Junkrat is going to be rather strong in these tight corridors.
We have seen back-to-back now UMT saved by individual players coming through. Goob no longer has the ultimate ready. Sniper has not used that Riptire despite having it charged now for 2 team fights. Now, did die to a High Noon in the first one, but nonetheless, the second one was available for out. There's the Riptire finally going off on the high ground, really trying to find the back line. Immortality Field will go on, but it's still denied by Jinxie before it can even be detonated. Tiny diving in with a charge, not able to connect, but it will be Loadman who does. Tiny in a bad situation, desperately needing heals, but won't get them. Goob securing the kill, and a Valkyrie from Bohemian will make it that much more difficult. They're going to have to regroup again because this fight is obviously not going in favor of KWU.
Yeah, and KWU isn't going to have a ton of ultimates here. Well, I say that a couple are about to be coming online, and they're going to have the window to charge up the rest here. Hopefully they can put that window down, maybe combo it with a grab. Crazy's going to get staggered here a bit, and he's going to maybe force a reset, which is going to make this last fight a little bit more scary for Kansas City. Or Kansas
Scary indeed. Push does come through, gate does come down, that garage door, and that successful grab from both sides. Neither can really act upon it, but a Jinxie drop the beat will allow them to push inside. Loadman went for the chatter. It does connect, but he's going to get leaped up in the process. Tiny drops his, and it's devastation as KW win that fight very handily. A near team wipe. Not much time left in. We're going to see Sniper go for that again. It is just waiting in the backside, not going to matter, but now Crazy will drop theirs as well. Goes inside, finds Nerf Herder, and it's a battle as the tanks Snipes finally make their way back to the objective. It's overtime, and they must contest to stay in this. Viking finds Loneman, beats out, finds Artemis, and the push must go on. Goob has the Beyblade, can dive, goes for it, booped up to the high ground. Will find Lynx because of it, saves the rest of the team off the boop, and it's just Bohemian and of course Nerf Herder to try and stay to the fight, but Tiny, not Tiny at all, swinging to win, will guarantee that 2 meters, and they find it. No time left in the clock, but they make it all the way.
That's still nonetheless a great hold there from University of Montana. They do everything that they can. They have to fight off a ton of ults. They still get it down to 0 time, and that just opens the window up for Montana to try to come in here on the attack and take it with more of a minute and put themselves in a winning type of scenario. So this is a closer game than it's looking now. Control might have been one-sided, but to me, that was a very good round from Montana.
Absolutely. In the beginning initial stages, one push failed for the KW side. Second one devastating against UMT. They take that first, control point take to push the payload. And then it was just struggling. KW would occasionally win a firefight, would occasionally have a good dive to the backside, but UMT back and forth on these transactions, these trade outs. And it could go either way. The question here is, how much time can the KW defense buy against Montana's assault? They've done an exceptional job when it comes to open area, and Sniper has opted to go back to the Echo and hoping that that play over the top and the high ground positioning is enough to deny. And we don't see a hit scan besides maybe Crazy's turret for the opposition of KW. Could be very devastating if Easy Sniper does not get locked out and targeted.
Maybe no hit scan, but turret is one of the best hit scans out there because it tends to not miss very often. Whether it targets that Echo or not is going to be up to that turret, but Hanzo gets a pretty good look at Echo. It's a little bit of a duel, but I'm hoping to see Easy Sniper come out here on the pocket and show us what he's made of.
Still trying to fight below the arc at the current moment. This is going to be an initial stage. You do see KW is going to opt for it, a very aggressive stance in terms of their hold, not actually hanging behind the tower. They're going to try and get some pretty early charge by maybe catching them off guard. But now Loadman will begin the assault and maybe step forward. Tiny just keeping him back at bay for just a little bit longer, trying to get some charge off. It's a battle between these ultimates, but Pizza is already at 60%. Sniper finds Linked, will guarantee a little bit more charge and a player advantage because they've lost that immortality field wielding Baptiste. In a very desperate fight, will engage on the objective. Pizza finding Goob, Hanzo v Hanzo, but it'll be a charge from Tiny, who puts him in a bad situation. He'll fall. Bohemian bringing back Goob. That Hanzo v Hanzo battle negated off of the revive, and it looks like we're going to see UMT devastate the opposition as Sniper continues that spree. KW have no answers for this aggression, and unlike the push we saw from KW, UMT will win it on the first push.
Yeah, Nerf Herder charges up a really quick nano there, is able to save Loadman from Tiny Warrior's pin, and Tiny Warrior unluckily gets kind of caught out with that pin because it ends up being a nanoed Reinhardt, and that kind of slowly trickles that fight in favor of UMT, but they took it just about as quick as Kansas did it right there.
Again, I want to point this out again. KWU aggressive, not holding corners, not holding backsides, just going aggressively. But Sniper duplicating over to the Reinhardt will get knocked out in a Molten going off from the Torbjorn, but it's not going to be enough. The gate will be straight rushed through, and they're going to find a shatter in return. Tiny finding it and securing the kill as Viking will find onto Loadman. And the push that we saw through with the duplicated everything from the UMT side, devastated by the aggression from KWU, stepping back, putting the garage door down, and winning purely off of DPS transactions.
Yeah, and they get another great hold here on this corner that I talked about last time. But the difference is Viking and Pizza Lover are going to have the combo, and they're going to try to combo these up so that they can get another fight here. The more fights you can win this close to their spawn just means the cart's going to keep moving backwards every fight, and they have to push it so far after alt dumping into a fight like this.
They still need to decide how to push forward. 4 minutes on the clock. KW has a pretty good chance of denying this, but with how swiftly the first was taken, could be hard. Graviton coming out. Sniper will find Pizza Lover, but will also be sucked in and anti. While Viking will find the kill, and it's a 1-for-1 tit for tat. Bohemian not allowing that one to stand. Will revive back out Sniper, and they'll start getting aggressive. That far emergency combo that doesn't have the far, instead will be the Echo, will fail again. Crazy finding it with the turret, like you had stated. May not be a hit scan, but that turret is the best one available.
Oh, that's a huge shatter onto the back line. That is a rather large warrior on the front line right there. Big shatter coming out of Tiny Warrior, finds everybody, and they're going to get cleaned up rather swiftly, but they've used all their ultimates now, and Pizza Lover is going to swap over to the Widowmaker.
I actually am in love with pizza now. I mean, that just guarantees it. I mean, obviously, I could go off all day about Widowmakers and everything that they do, and quite frankly, that's a good decision, I think. Switching over from the previous played position, they were in a Hanzo, so the ultimate does go off, so an interesting decision, but Valkyrie coming out from Bohemian. Sniper does have the duplicate available, just opting to when to find it. Will do it into the backline with the Reinhardt swinging to get the charge. Now is the availability for the Shatter to turn, but will get knocked out just as quickly. Wasted ultimate from the duplicate, just enough to save the life, but will guarantee a kill into Tiny. But a revive onto Nerf Herder from Bohemian, keeping their secondary healer in stride. They need it to keep their tanks alive, which they have been struggling to do so far. Graviton and a Shatter available for him, and the Nano. Could be a Nano boosted Reinhardt to charge, or could be a Graviton boosted as well. Not too sure what UMT is going to decide to do here.
I mean, they're just probably going to drop the Grav down and Nano a Ryan right into it. It seems like a really good way to take out the side of Kansas here, and they only have an immortality to deny it.
Graviton does go out to catch a Sniper and Moose, but it's not going to matter when you've lost 3 and 4 of your players. Tiny just swinging to die. Nothing they can do in that situation. We will see UMT push it all the way up to the second point. KW will have to decide or try to hold on here inside of this castle phase. This is the phase where you do see ultimates have a heavy presence, and 3, almost 4 are available for the UMT side. And there's only 2 available for the side of KWU, and honestly, one of them can't be done without another, and the other one only useful to 1 player.
Ryan Copy coming out early. Maybe chuck the grab into this, give him something to combo with. Easy Sniper gets pinned up and taken right out of that Copy, but Tiny Warrior is going to pay for that just as equally.
Just a difficult situation. You do have the wall head coming through. Pizza just trying to guarantee a couple shots. Sniper desperately needs to fall, but being pocketed by Bohemian is not looking like a good situation. Grav connecting to the opposition. It's going to go the other way. Sniper gets fallen by the fire charge, but it's not going to matter. Loadman with 3, cleaning house, and it looks like UMT are going to take this one handily. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. No need for overtime.
Wow, that is a massive push here for UMT. Going to put everything to rest about saying that Kansas was decisively better last round, because as it looks right now, UMT is far decisively better than Kansas. They cannot lose this map right now. They can only draw it, and they have 2 minutes and 31 seconds, which is more than enough time for them to take this objective. It's more time than they took the first time they tried to take it.
Absolutely. Unfortunately for the KWU side, they've struggled. They have not had a good time going into this one. Obviously, I think they liked that first map a little bit better, that mode entirely better. Just straight brawl, no objective besides sitting on the point and just swinging or really zapping, because they were Winston fanatics. I think that's the big difference here. Viking, who's forced now to play the Zarya, is losing to Artemis's Zarya, and it's a big tank difference. That's what we're seeing a lot of it come down to. Pizza Lover has done a phenomenal job at DPS, same as Crazy, but Sniper not being able to be shut down and having the support of being able to have Artemis go for those grabs in a combination with Goob and Sniper to devastate with the AoE damage. Nothing that the KWU side can deal with.
Yeah, it's just a lot of spam. You have that Hanzo, you have that Echo. It's a lot of stuff just basically being thrown at you. They don't have to aim it all that exceptionally well. They just need to put it on your tanks and apply that pressure. Crazy coming out on the Bastion. Did I say spam? Well, he's got some spam for you, and the heavy artillery is out from Crazy, but they're kind of playing split right now.
Push coming through. Almost the entire team was antied by Nerf Herder. Sorry, by Linked Claw. Almost the entire side of UMT was nanoed or antied by Linked Claw. So a phenomenal job, phenomenal charge of that ult to get up to there, but Nerf Herder's catching up. I think Nerf Herder is a probably better Ana, doing a phenomenal job in this one. Phenomenal slates, phenomenal plays, and is really catching up and has caught up in that ult charge, but KWU side kind of forced back. They played aggressively before in their hold, and once they lost it, they supremely lost it. They're kind of trying to find out. Tiny slept in between the shield pull-up, and Loadman will actually die to Linked Claw. Tiny was saved for a fraction of a second, but Goob will guarantee the kill. However, Crazy finds Goob on the refrag. UMT going to need to take a step back, but they can get their line back faster than the KWU side can, because Tiny Warrior actually will be revived, saved, as he's not relegated to have to make the long run back, despite having the ability to charge his way a little bit closer.
Tons of vaults online here for UMT, and they've got 2 great DPS to deal with the comp of Kansas right now. Tiny Warrior finds Gubinator though, and that's a main piece of what they wanted to do. The copy Bastion from Easy Sniper, trying to see if he can be the alpha Bastion, getting all kinds of support, but getting shelled down by the heavy artillery of Crazy.
Not allowing that to stand. Crazy says, no, I'm the only one allowed here. We'll also find Bohemian on the tank. Has cleared off the duplicator. Rush now can coming through. We do see Jinx is opting to go for the Valkyrie to get a little bit of extra support for their side. They've boosted it. Now they're sending them in. Linked will fall to Sniper, but Viking on the opposing Zarya will win the fight. Jinx uses the revive to Lynx, but Pizza Liver falls off to Goob, and you're a player disadvantage even more because Bohemian will revive Artemis. Things are not looking good for both sides, but UMT looking like they could take the push, especially when you're lacking a DPS of Crazy.
But they lose Nerf Herder, and the grab comes out. The Nano Ride shatters everybody in it, and that is going to put an exclamation point on that fight. Gubinator tries to save him with the Dragon Strike, but isn't going to be able to pull it off. Loadman, though, gonna have the Earth Shatter. We're gonna have the copy and the Nano. They have a chance. They just need to rush to point. Maybe Bohemian goes to a Lucio.
I literally looked away for a fraction of a second, and KWU full send and devastate the opposing side of UMT. Now a high noon to try and push him back, but you do have a double kill falling for it, and Artemis is taking the D.Va into the backside. Easy Sniper will duplicate over to the McCree, finding onto the top of Pizza Lever to guarantee, but time is running thin, and it's looking like UMT is out of options. KWU will secure this, and they will deny any chance. Phenomenal play from KWU. They're going to win it in a draw, which is as fine as you need because they took first map.
Yeah.
This is all they needed. They took first map. They already still have the lead.
That's what's great about ties. Even though you don't want to tie, you want to take that win. When you're in that kind of a situation as KWU, getting that draw keeps you up 1-0 when it looked like it was about to be a tied up series. So really good from KWU. They pull out the cheese with the Bastion and make it happen. And here's Loadman trying to put UTM or UMT on the map.
It is a win in the books of KWU, no matter what. At the very least, it is a 1-1 in this matchup for the going into map 3. They were able to secure it, going 1-0 now into map 3 as the draw does come through. Phenomenal match all around, back and forth action. And the worst result they can get is a draw. To the entire best of 3 series, the worst result they can get is a draw.
Yeah, that is rather unlucky for UMT. You'd like to see them pull that out, of course, but sometimes you can't get everything you want. You still got to come to play. But what I did talk about before was Easy Sniper on that Echo. I think he should force this pick above all other things because he is absolutely dominating on this. I think he had 24,000 damage in that last round, and another high ground map coming into play here. I say you put the Mercy Pocket on him and just let him fly.
Absolutely, I agree, and especially with the fact that you've got such phenomenal healers in your pocket. Bohemian, phenomenal decisions to go through and have so many revives that were well placed, so many Valkyries that came through. They did a phenomenal job of that, and Nerf Herder, another phenomenal healer. She devastated the opposition because she just said, hey, you can damage as much as you want, but you're not going to be able to complete the kills because I'll sleep you before you can, and then pocket the ever-loving crap out of them and to completely deny any chance for you to go forward. But third map, Watch Point, Gibraltar. This one's very, very difficult. Full payload the entire way, escorted the entire way to the end, and it's gone pretty back and forth. The team in the last match would be disgusting because it was a 4-minute to 1-minute overtime differential. 3 minutes of time between the two, and the team that had 1 minute on the overtime won it in the end, denying any chance of the 4 minutes. We could see another close game like this one, but honestly, from what we've seen, it looks like UMT is better on the payload on the escort than KWU, so this could be a draw in the end.
On the flip side of that, KWU has Viking for Winston. He went crazy on the Winston on Oasis, and I don't see why you don't pull Winston out on a map like Watch Point Gibraltar. To be fair, in my own opinion, I think they should have taken Winston out on point 2 of Eichenwald. There's so much high ground. There's so much you can do with a Winston. You can really change the game. You can make their Ryan feel like he has nothing to do. But either way, I would imagine they're going to put Viking on the Winston here and Tiny back on the Zarya and try to get more of a dive scenario going here. I mean, Pizza Lover wants to get back on the Genji.
Absolutely. I think we're going to see Winston again, like you spoke about. I think we might see a Hammond being able to push them off the high ground of this first initial push to the first objective. Hammond may have a little bit less uses later on, but still viable in every engagement because Hammond is just Hammond. A wrecking ball literally can wreck the opposition before they have any chance. And I think that's something to keep an eye on. We have yet to see the teams really favor that very much. I think I'd rather see a Winston just because of how much I loved Vikings Winston previously. But I think we could see another Widowmaker. We saw it for a short period of time. It kind of worked from Pizza Lover, but it wasn't like the deal breaker. It wasn't the guarantor, but this map has a lot of good places where you can kind of sit, sneak around, and find those shots. And if you're not going to bring a Widow, you still need to bring a sniper, devastate those Reinhardt shields. If they're going to bring a Ryan, punish them for it. Winston, the Tesla cannon, can go through it. You can have a Hanzo with a Storm Air absolutely destroying shields and wrecking house. Nothing they can do. There are logs. The Hanzo shoots devastating logs into a shield. Not even the old man of Reinhardt can stay away from those. Absolutely critical to play that.
Yeah, the Hanzo has looked rather good here. I would like to see more grab, drag, and combos if people are going to run it. Zarya, I think, is going to get played either way. Sometimes teams will opt for the Diva because if you're going to go full dive, sometimes you just have a Zarya standing on the ground. She has to walk upstairs to get to high grounds. It kind of makes everything a little bit easier to run the Winston Diva style. But we're going to just have to see what their comfort picks are, because as of right now, UMT looks like their comfort picks are going to be on the Brawl, and it looks like Kansas Wesleyan is going to be more, what would you say, keen to the dive. But it's looking like Hog Orisa. Interesting.
Looking like they're going for a little bit of a pirate ship, but they don't actually have a Bastion or a Torbjorn. They will place those Orisha shields on the payload to give them an advantage, but you don't have an ability to knock anyone off the high ground. It's really just stay alive up there, and Gubinator's going to wreck that shield. They're going to absolutely devastate the Orisa shield. I would rather you bring a Sigma as a secondary, as that double shield kind of situation. Not exactly what I want to see. Maybe it'll work. Who knows?
Yeah. Viking is going to be getting looked at from all sorts of high grounds here. He is going to have to play behind the cart, around corners, kind of use those Reinhardt mechanics. And they're sort of hanging out, and it's looking like he's going to swap off here. Yep, going over to that double bubble. They scout out the comp of UMT, and they're going to switch everything up to that double bubble we talked about. And now they're going to have a lot of high ground engagement.
That's exactly what you want to see. That comp was hot garbage. I'm going to be totally honest. I wanted to be nice about it, but it was not looking like... Why a Roadhog and Orisa? I just don't see it working in any sort of semblance of the meta today, but a nice stun reflected by Pizza Lover into Sniper. Sniper will fall because of it, able to secure the kill fairly early on. Bohemian, they're not nearby to actually guarantee any of that support. They will not be able to get a revive off either. And Anti onto Loadman, devastating situation because now Bohemian is not able to actually heal that one up. They will be able to bring them back to a somewhat substantial health pool, but KWU is punishing at the moment. Viking finding Loadman, fight engaging forward. The Monkey finding everything for themselves, and UMT doesn't have a good answer for it.
Dragon Strike coming out, just trying to split everybody up. Pizza Lover dives into the back line, and to open that fight, Linked Claw hit a huge anti-nade onto Loadman, and they absolutely deleted him, and from there it was all done but the crying. But now the door's open, and they're going to be starting to cruise on to point 2 here. This is the best high ground point for Winston, but he's going to go right in onto this Reinhardt.
Push does come through pretty quickly. Crazy showing the difference between the Hanzos as Google fall. And the push does continue. Rage coming out from Viking, just devastating the backline, trying to catch on to Bohemian. Won't be able to do it and will have to take a step back as it will run its course. The engagement still favoring KWU. Valkyrie will come out from Bohemian, but it's not going to matter. Loadman falling fairly early on, and they will be forced to use the revive to bring them back. But Viking will dive in the downtime, finding Nerf Herder, and she will fall. No on a heal to support you now. You have to rely on the Valkyrie wielding Mercy, and that's not going to last for much longer. KW is forced to take a step back, but they will have the blade to come through. Pizza coming in strong with the nano as well, and he connects onto Artemis, deciding to go for more. Will be able to tag, but not able to secure a kill, as it will be the player of Loadman who just keeps swinging and does not care about the Genji at all.
Oh, and Pizza finds the duel in the backline onto Easy Sniper. He's had Easy's number all map. Huge shatter from Loadman, finds 3 and is going to take down 2 immediately. Genji's going to hop away, but Loadman finally finding his own footing on this map. He's had a bit of a tough time on Reinhardt. They've been just playing all around him, and he keeps getting hit with the nades and taken out. He's able to stay up through that nano blade and then carry on with a nano of his own.
UMT has done a fairly good job of holding him at this corner. Slightly farther than maybe they initially wanted, but not too strange. A Graviton will connect onto 2, and a nice dragon to find into the opposition as well. Crazy finding Artemis, and Gubinator and Loadman will charge out of the backside to just protect. You do see Pizza Lovers currently slept, able to stand up now. Good sleep once again by Nerf Herder. Phenomenal at hitting those consistently, but Bohemian and the Valkyrie still left alive, pocketing Nerf Herder, but will it be enough? The DPS on top will allow Nerf Herder just enough space to escape with their life, but still being punished and chased by Pizza Lover. Sniper onto Jinx. Dragon Strike also coming from the opposition of Goo, but it's not going to find anything. Why? Where was it aimed to? I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, Goob was just letting it fly right there. But either way, Linked Claw, from what I've seen, has been the all-star of this map in particular. Not that he wasn't good on the other ones. I think we were giving it to Nerf Herder a little bit. But Linked Claw has been finding so many anti-nades, and he keeps on doing it. 2 picks again right there.
Devastation again, Pizza Lover, like you said, going in and finding everything. The Devastation from Viking will force the shield to be broken out, and Crazy will find the kill, and Viking will secure 2 onto Goob and Nerf Herder. And Pizza Lover continuing their spear as well will absolutely dash into Artemis, resetting that one and also finding the kill. And Viking just standing there, does have Primal Rage, can pop it and really just try to go for maybe an environmental. Loadman goes for Shatter, doesn't connect. It was inside the bubble of Viking, but not going to matter. Sniper finds Tiny. Loadman fallen by Crazy Storm, and a nice dragon out of the payload will be able to give them a little bit of space on top, but Sniper, Goob, and of course, I was gonna say Artemis, with the last one standing on top. Sniper in a bad situation as the Reaper does get devastated by Viking, who's on a spree again. And the Bohemian, they're still trying to find a chance for the Valkyrie. They do have the heal go off, but they won't be able to complete in enough time. Fight goes one-sidedly in KW's favor, and they have 3 minutes and 10 seconds left on the board. Nice sweep at the end by Pizza Lover.
AWU doing exactly what I said. They get the Winston map. They play it like they want to. Look at that. 3 minutes with 3 points capped. That is an absolute steamroll. You could really only take it with another minute of time if you did it perfectly. But KWU really making a name for themselves on this point. In Linked Claw, I think there was one fight where they didn't win it before he hit an anti-nade. I think every fight that they won, they anti Loadman, and the only fight that they weren't able to, and Loadman blocked the nade, he found the nano and was able to run the team over. So Linked Claw really keeping Loadman in check here, not letting him just walk into the back line.
Absolutely. When taking a look at what digested in that problem, I think it was just kind of a DPS differential. You kind of snowballed. The side of UMT was getting thrashed. They weren't able to do too much into the backside, and they snowballed it out. Their spawns getting too reset. They needed to, at that last corner, just say, hey, wait it out. But Viking, very good job not to drop the gun onto that Primal Rage and just try to force them inside, because there is a spawn on the backside, and they need you as DPS because you've done a phenomenal job of it so far. Great job to hold on to it, save it, and devastate with it in just a few short moments afterwards. Let them all come out on top, where you have free reign to swing and swing away and devastate the opposition. But lineup will be slightly differently. We do see we have a Soldier 76 instead of a Hanzo for the KWU side. We do have that Echo bring up a Sniper, and we know that Sniper is phenomenal on that. Is it enough with the pocket from Bohemian to guarantee them another kill? Pizza falling already to Sniper. Great push coming through in a brawl, fighting already with a double bubble comp inside of the high ground.
Double Bubble's a bit more difficult to run on the defense. Sometimes your main tank doesn't exactly know what his job is, how he's supposed to fight this, because you just drop into a Reinhardt and get beat up by that hammer, and they kind of just fall back, they rotate, they're going to force him to drop and hopefully find a dive off of this.
KWU kind of being forced back, not too big of a deal. They do still have that man, you know, still having all 6 men available to the high ground of Viking, who's trying to stay unknown and unheard of, but you know, Easy Sniper's not going to let that matter. Viking in a tough situation with no leap to step away, does manage to get away unscathed because of the great support from their healers, but Loadman's shield very low, and Tiny's doing a phenomenal job of trying to clear that with the beam, but it's going to be a nano comes through. Load tagged as all get out, and now a duplicate coming out as well as the Valkyrie. Sniper switching over to a Zarya to try and find something, but it's all falling around. Jinx will go for the revive on Pizza, hoping that's enough to go for it, as High Noon drops it as well. We'll try to find, and will be shut down by Loadman's shield, and Sniper will clean house in the end.
Yeah, Loadman looks really good on this Ryan as well, paired up with Easy Sniper. Easy Sniper goes for the, you know, as I said, double bubble. It's not because it was Winston Zarya, but 2 bubbles from 2 Zaryas going on to Loadman there, and he finds a huge shatter that Easy Sniper is able to clean up on.
Devastating as always, this push coming from Easy Sniper. You've got Goob as well, who's at now officially that high noon. Needs to pop that somewhat quickly. Will fall, however, to Pizza Lover. You want that to be reset quickly because on this point, it's pretty difficult for McCree to get that substantial high ground and have a really caught-off position for the KW side, but quite frankly, I think they still have a good position. Viking popped the Primal Rage, was not able to find anything off of it and forced to kind of take a step back, and now in a difficult situation and will fall because of it. Linked will find one with the anti onto Goob and kill with it, but KW's trying to clean house. Sniper and of course Loadman are the last 2 standing, but Sniper will fall, and now Loadman will charge all the way back to find support from his team. Great job by KW to keep the fight presence going despite losing a man early on.
This is where KWU should be able to find a spot to hold, and I was just about to talk about how Vikings Winston was going to have a lot of value here while everybody holds the high grounds, but he's going to swamp to match Loadman, and I think Loadman has his number on the Reinhardt, so this could be ill-advised on the side of Viking, but we're going to have to see 2 Reinhardts coming in here, and a flank nude finds 2, stun into the back line, finds 3, and this is a nano Ryan now. Viking trying to make a name for himself here, but not going to be close enough to anything as this fight kind of goes back and forth.
Tiny will be revived by Jinx as Crazy's able to find out Nerf Herder, and while you do lose Crazy out because of Easy Sniper, it's not that big of a deficit. You still got 3 minutes and 17 seconds of them trying to push into you, and you have a somewhat kind of close revive. In fact, already is Pizza Lover back into the fight. Difficult situation. Viking has switched over to the Reinhardt as well, is trying to stay into this one to brawl around these elbows, but Bohemian now dropping the Valkyrie, and there's still a lot of ults. Slowman goes for the Shattered, finds 2 in the background, but you have a Valkyrie as well from Jinx. High Noon dropping out. It's going to find 2. Goob connecting, and it's going to be devastating to face off against, and they're going to clean up because KW has no answers to the Echo and the McCree, who would just absolutely wreck any chance of your tanks staying alive to fight this one out.
Great push there from UMT, and they're in the battle they want. They want the Ryan v Ryan. Loadman's just been looking for someone to take advantage of here, and his choice is going to be Viking on the opposing side, playing Reinhardt. But now Viking will have the advantage. He has the shatter. Is it going to be able to strike fear into Loadman if he gets a bit too aggressive here?
Pizza's able to connect a fairly long shot into Goobinator, removing him from the high ground position they were trying to eventually take. And a shatter gets dropped. It's not going to connect from Viking. Great block from Loadman, who doesn't have those available, but Sniper wants to go in on the Rhine, will drop. Needs to get that charge going through. 45%, getting ever closer, but Crazer will pop the visor and a high nude from Pizza, guaranteeing one and a Goobinator. Pizza's not able to find one in the process, but Sniper will get the shatter down. It does manage to connect to 3, but not able to stay in it long enough to secure any kills. Not able to swing far enough to find themselves a kill. Grab coming out from Artemis. They will find 3. A Sniper finds the sticky 2 in a row, and it's going to be a nice long push connecting with Loadman will find, and it just continues. UMT looking like they'll find it with just about 10 seconds less than KW was able to do themselves.
This game is about as even as it's gonna get right there. 9-second differential isn't much in Overwatch. You're not going to gain an extra ult off that. It's not going to help you. Basically, both teams have 2 minutes to see what they can do with this payload. And as of right now, both offenses have looked rather strong. I would love to see Viking go back to the monkey. He's very good on it. Their team plays around it well, and it makes it so Loadman isn't able to carry his heart. He's blocking shatters. He's hitting shatters. Loadman is looking like the all-star Rhine right now, and he wants to give one map win over to Montana right now.
Absolutely. I think like we talked about, it was the Winston differential in map 1. It was the DPS differential in map 2, but this one's the Rhine differential. Viking was not doing so hot on Rhine against Loadman. Loadman carrying his team, that insanely heavy presence and the ability for Sniper to duplicate to the Rhine as well. That double shatter that's capable of coming through is going to be nearly impossible to face off against, but take a look at what we're seeing here. KW's opting to bring out Rhine, an Orisa, and a Bastion while they don't have to push the payload here as they are defending. They do have the loadout that will actually be a payload pirate ship kind of loadout.
Yeah, and It worked well for them on Eichenwald in overtime. Maybe it'll work well for them again. It kind of shuts Loadman down on what he wants to do. And I'm a little bit biased here, Inferno. I know if there was Widow, you'd be saying the Widow was carrying. I see a Reinhardt doing almost anything, and I'm going to say they're carrying. Crazy finds Easy Sniper on the first pick. Surprised by the Bastion.
Not much they can do against it. Bohemian will get the revive off, but Loadman finding Pizza Lover from the high ground will get a nice fire strike to clean up. But now you're going to rely on Crazy. They're going to be supported by quite a few shields. They need to devastate the opposing Loadman, who is that kind of clutch player. Snipers, however, is going to play the high ground, dropping out the Immortality Field of Linked Claw. And they're going to continue to try and devastate. You need Crazy to hit those shots and actually deal with that, but they're struggling to get up, set up in a new position, forced to kind of drop load in one single spot. Loadman getting taken out by the Bastion, but it's not enough to clean house, as he will be supported by the healers. Once again, UMT have a phenomenal set of healers on their side, and KWU is not enough to be able to find enough. A duplicate coming out from Sniper. Shatter also dropping from Load. Tiny doesn't even have theirs charged yet, and UMT are finding kill after kill, and it's going to need to be a regroup again by KWU. First payload will be dropped, and now they've got to push it to the second.
Yeah, great little fight right there. And Easy Sniper doing easy work to Crazy right now. Oh, he does it again in the transition. Crazy gets the bad spawn, isn't going to be able to escape on this Bastion. I kind of feel like you got to swap off this Bastion. Maybe go to your favorite Widow pick. Got to shut down Easy Sniper right now because he's all over the place and he's not being contested.
They are bringing out McCree. I don't like that decision. I do like you need to switch off, but you are 2% off that Bastion ult. Could be devastating to take out the shield of Loadman, which is really that pivotal player that's setting up the ability for Sniper to go through. But a nice shatter will connect to 5. Viking will clean up where applicable, and a fight between Tiny and, of course, Loadman will go in Tiny's favor. And he's anti, but it's not going to matter. The bubble will save his life, and it's going to go in the favor of KWU. Last 2 players on the site. Loadman getting slept out. Jinx finishing off the kill with the anti, and KWU will finish that one off. Now they have 2 minutes and 9 seconds to push as far or farther. Otherwise, it's going to be a draw for the match. Can KWU guarantee this and take it 2-0-1 with that one draw being that big determining factor?
Well, they know where to push it. That's for sure, because that's where they stomped them. But a great push coming out here for UMT. Nothing to be ashamed of right there with 2 minutes. You get a whole point, and you cap half of the next one. That's plenty of time to build up all of your ultimates and dump them to be able to win. That is what Kansas did. They did it a little later than I think they would have liked, because Sniper was getting so much value before any ults had come online, and he was getting pick after pick and charging up his copies so fast.
Those ult charges, being able to charge those as quick as possible, kind of that deciding factor. You saw that initial engagement to that first point. Loadman and the entire UMT side had their ultimates insanely quickly, but KWU had nothing to answer for it. They managed to get themselves a grab, but lost it immediately out. Nothing they could do after that point. They had to switch off the Orisa. They had to go over to that Rhine and kind of decide what they wanted to do, which they had switched to the Zarya and then had to switch off of it, kind of figuring out what was working, and nothing kind of was. So now they're kind of going back. They're going to go to the Winston. What's worked will continue to try and work. He's going to try and spot people from outside the window to learn what their lineup really is. Does get a somewhat good visual onto it, and now KWU need to decide how to push forward. They're going to bring a Genji out as an answer to hopefully something that they're going to bring out. We do know Pizza won against Goop earlier on in that McCree Genji battle at the beginning, but Vikings looking to knock them off the high ground. Already an aggressive stance coming forward and will fall, but not a huge deal against that. Linked Claw falling to Easy Sniper and already a player disadvantage, but Bohemian's caught off guard and a double kill will fall. And it's a good answer now by KWU, and they're going to continue it going forward. Fight aggressing on site. Loadman forced to kind of step back and just swing wildly.
Easy Sniper looking like he was going to take that first fight in stride, and then the pocket and the player are going to get taken out so quickly. But Loadman has the corner he wants to hold right now. Winston dives into the back line. The sleep misses, and the bubble and the primal go out onto Nerf Herder. Gonna absolutely take him out of the fight. Easy Sniper finds an opposing pick onto Linked Claw, but Viking with 3. That primal blade, as I called it earlier. Viking is so strong on this pick.
Absolutely. Viking is devastated back and forth. Nothing they could do about it. I actually think they made it faster than UMT did, which is something to say. I think UMT had about 48 seconds left with a 9-second differential. Yeah, they won out by about 3 seconds, so that may seem like a small margin, but that could mean absolutely everything when you only need to go about 10 more meters around this elbow. It doesn't go to where it ended up. It goes to where it ended, not to where as far as it got in its prime. So forced fight going on already. Viking trying to get some tick damage off with the Tesla cannon, but Sniper has a little bit more free range inside of this area. Closed in roof has an opportunity, will go for the Bunky Bubble as well, and now they need to devastate. It's going to be the Nano on top of Sniper as well. They're slept in the initial stages, but they will get right back up and will kill Jinx in the process. A regroup will have to come through from KW. They just need to die here. If they do not die, then they won't make it back for the next fight.
They have a chance to get this grab. Hanswald, Blade, Window, they have all kinds of ults. They were not able to get them online, but they only have 10 seconds to respawn and get out there, and nobody's swapping to a Lucio or anything fast to touch. Well, I say it, they have the ball, and he gets the touch. High Noon comes out. It's gonna find two right there. Blade gets shut down immediately, and Dragon's just kind of crawling on the point. Not gonna be able to find anything. Grab. Everything's just getting thrown out here by Kansas, and they just can't find a pick.
Absolutely. They've tried everything. It's just going to come down to the last few seconds. UMT, phenomenal hold here, devastating the opposition. Nothing they can do about it. Loadman, I don't think stopped swinging for a single second. There was not a single moment I saw that left click not being held at the ending there. Even when that grab came through, just kept swinging, did not care that his teammates were trapped in it. Just kept swinging, played his own game, and UMT will win it. So it's a 1-1-1 scoreline at the end of it. From what I was told previously, from what I saw by our Overwatch coordinator inside of the stream chat, if UMT wins map 3, both teams will get a map win added to their record. So it is a 1-1. It is a draw game, but they get a map win added to record.
It's very interesting. This is, I mean, by far the closest game I've ever seen. It doesn't get any more razor thin than a 1-to-1-to-1. And I think as this match went on, UMT started to pick up steam. I mean, maybe somebody was coming off class, maybe someone just took a nap, but once everybody was all woken up and ready to go, easy Sniper. I mean, 41 of his team's hero damage. He was absolutely popping off that whole time, creating so many threats for Kansas, and he really just couldn't get shut down all that easily.
Absolutely. And while that may be a slight discrepancy in terms of unfortunate timing and it being a draw, now having to add it to the record sheet, so apologies to our resident Caroline to have to set that one up, and of course our producer, who also seems fairly annoyed by that. But it was an insanely close game, so much so that they were even asking each other here in this in-game chat for a scrim. They're asking if they can be scrim partners, and I don't think there's a single better scrim partner than each other in this situation. With how close it was, how down to the wire it was, phenomenal game, back-to-back action. And let's see, I think we may have a couple minutes of time to actually get an interview out, which we were not able to do for the last two games, but I would love to get an interview. No interview? All right, we're not going to do an interview, probably because it's also a draw. We don't really know who to pick, right? Like, we'll just pretend they have a great game overall. So my name's been Infernosis. I will be seeing myself out here. This has been Neely, and you're also here for the next game, aren't you?
I am here for the next game, and I believe that is going to be Boise State, one of our top teams in the Gladiators division. They are undefeated right now, and I would have to peek who they're going to be playing. Both teams are going to be undefeated. What was the name of the other team? I couldn't quite
UC
remember.
Santa Cruz.
UC Santa Cruz. So that is going to be an absolute barn burner of a game. If you don't stick around, I think you're crazy. This was a fantastic game right here, and it's only going to get better as we go on through the night.
So I'll be seeing myself out. You get to enjoy the casters that I have for this one. Thank you very much, Neely, for joining me in the booth and being here for my final game of the afternoon. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay tuned for this absolute barn burner of a match.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.